Welcome everyone. Let's talk about financial adulting. It's incredibly exciting, but let's be honest, it can also feel pretty overwhelming. You start getting those real paychecks and suddenly you're faced with these massive, jargon-heavy choices about exactly where to put your money. Everyone's got an opinion, right? But today we're cutting straight through all that noise. In this explainer, we're going to break down these complex topics so you can walk away with a really solid, actionable plan for your financial future.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at two big financial choices. Then, we'll tackle 401k versus IRA priority. After that, it's term versus whole life insurance, and finally, making your choice. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. Two big financial choices, the crossroads of wealth and protection.
Think of this explainer as a dynamic showdown for your paycheck. Seriously, every single dollar you earn is standing at a financial crossroads. Down one path, you're building wealth. Down the other, you're protecting it. Whether you're a young professional or newly married, getting this structure right today is absolutely crucial. It's literally like pouring a solid concrete foundation for your house instead of just building it on sand. So, what does this actually mean for your future?
Moving on to Section 2, 401k versus IRA priority. Which retirement account should come first? In the red corner, we've got the 401k. This is your employer's sponsored retirement account. It is the company-backed heavyweight of the financial world. Now, the absolutely biggest draw here? The employer match. If your company offers a match, that is quite literally an immediate 100% return on your investment. No joke. Plus, it's totally automated, it's pre-tax, and it comes with massive contribution limits.
And over in the blue corner, we have the IRA, or the individual retirement account. Think of this as your hyper-flexible solo vehicle. Because you opened it yourself, you aren't held captive by a short, sometimes mediocre list of mutual funds selected by HR. You have the ultimate freedom here to invest in almost anything you want. Individual stocks, a massive variety of ETFs, bonds, you name it.
So, this brings us to the ultimate head-to-head match. Which retirement account should you prioritize first? If you only have, say, a few hundred extra dollars to save each month, which of these accounts actually gets fed first? Let's take a look at the mechanics.
Now, what's really interesting here is how clearly this maps out the trade-offs. We're looking at a classic tug-of-war between capacity and flexibility. If you lean entirely into the 401k, you get that amazing employer match, but your investment choices might be restrictive, or they could carry higher fees. But if you pull towards the IRA, you get incredible flexibility, but you completely forfeit that free company match, and you're going to face much lower annual contribution limits.
So, finding the exact right sequence is everything. The typical verdict for balancing these two tools gives us a super straightforward 1, 2, 3 punch. Ready? First, you contribute enough to your 401k to get the full employer match. Never, ever leave free money on the table. Second, once you've captured that match, you pivot over to the IRA to take advantage of those lower fees and better investment choices until you max it out. Finally, step 3, if you still have money left over to save, go right back to your 401k and contribute up to the maximum limit. That 1, 2, 3 punch is how you maximize the absolute best strengths of both accounts.
All right, Section 3. Term versus whole life. Protecting your wealth.
As your family grows and you start taking on big responsibilities like a mortgage, protecting your income stream becomes just as important as investing it. So we arrive at another really high-stakes question. Term life versus whole life insurance. Which one is actually worth it? Look, the insurance industry loves complexity, but we're going to simplify the whole shebang right now. Let's start by looking at term life insurance. The definition here is clean and incredibly simple. It's coverage for a specific period of time, usually 10, 20, or 30 years. It's pure, straightforward protection. Honestly, think of it like renting an apartment. You pay a relatively low monthly premium, and if something tragic happens to you during that specific term, your family gets a massive death benefit. If you outlive the term, which is exactly what we all hope for, right? The policy simply ends.
On the flip side, we have whole life insurance. This is lifelong coverage that actually comes with a built-in cash value investment component. If term life is your straightforward, easygoing roommate, whole life is definitely the more complex, high-maintenance friend of the insurance world. As long as you keep paying the premiums, it literally never expires, and a portion of your premium goes into a cash value account that grows over time and can even be borrowed against.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core debate in the insurance arena. It really comes down to this. Term life gives you massive protection when you're most vulnerable, like when your kids are super young, for a very low cost. Whole life, on the other hand, offers a lifelong safety net and a sort of forced savings. But here's the catch. For the exact same amount of coverage, it can cost you 5 to 10 times more every single month. So when we weigh cost against value on this scorecard, a clear winner emerges for the vast majority of us. The golden rule of wealth protection is usually this: buy term and invest the difference. By buying cheap term coverage, you free up your cash flow to max out that IRA we were just talking about. Whole life really only becomes mathematically worth it for very specific, high net worth estate planning situations.
Which brings us to Section 4, Making Your Choice and Building Your Financial Philosophy.
Let's see how all this builds into a cohesive strategy. We've looked at the building blocks, and now it's time to put them together. To truly master your finances, you just need to follow these simple steps. Step 1. Assess priority. Go secure that 401k match immediately. Step 2. Compare value. Don't pay massive premiums for complex insurance when pure term protection will do the job perfectly well. And Step 3. Choose what fits your exact life stage. Getting these specific accounts prioritized today is absolutely what dictates your wealth tomorrow.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Are the financial choices you're making today truly worth the future you want to build? The path to wealth isn't about avoiding the crossroads, it's about navigating them with total clarity. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. I really encourage you to look at your own accounts this week, apply this strategy, and keep on learning. You've got this.